Today I'd like to share a simple method to answer "Tell me about yourself" in job interviews. But first I'd like to add two clarifications. The first is that interviewers aren't looking to tell them stories in job interviews, so your storytelling skills will not be greatly appreciated when compared to your ability to sell yourself using your achievements, what's in for them, so to speak. For example, I once had a client from China who could barely speak English. They couldn't even speak English in full sentences. However, their choice of words, their choice of keywords, so to speak, made it super easy to understand the idea they wanted to transmit, and this played a decisive role in their job interview. Okay, so communicating your "tell me about yourself," unless you're a natural storyteller, can easily be a down-to-earth approach using your own language. Okay, the second clarification I'd like to add here is that there's very few interviewers who will not accept that you memorize your "tell me about yourself," and it's actually more common than most candidates realize. Now, why would you memorize this? You could memorize it for the simple reason that you want to save time. You don't want to keep 5 versions of your "tell me about yourself." You want to keep one power statement, as you'll see next, and basically add some minor adjustments for people you'll be interviewing with. Or another scenario is that you have taken some help from someone who helped to build your elevator speech, and then you'd want to ensure that you communicate the same thing during your job interview. Or to some people, it makes them feel good, less stressed, if they memorize it and they know they will start their interview strong, right? So even if the interviewer notices that you memorized this, unless the role that you're applying for has a core aptitude that you have to be a natural storyteller, so to speak, that's going to be perfectly acceptable, especially in today's market where the accent tends to be on your functional expertise. All right. Now, with respect to how do you answer your "tell me about yourself," I'd like to give a very simple 3-point framework. So the first thing you'd want to do would be to add 1 or 2 sentences of who you are. Okay, so for example, I've been in the data center industry for 6 years, and now I'm working as a customer technical program manager with Meta. Okay, the second thing you'd want to focus on would be to highlight some key achievements, so basically 2 or 4 key achievements, or wins, prioritizing the most recent ones. Okay, so for example, I have extensive experience working with cross-functional teams. The second one could be I led a large data center program, and you'd give some quantifiable outcomes, the megawatts and all that stuff. And also I got promoted last time 2 years ago, so this could be some key highlights that could be the most interesting for them. And the third thing you'd want to share with them would be why you. Okay, what's your unique value proposition? And this would be another 1 or 2 sentences. For example, what I've learned about what your company is doing in the area of data center management is really exciting to me, and I hope I can help you to understand my qualifications today. All right, so if you'll notice here, this is a very simple 3-step process adapted, for these times. And as a bonus item here, you could easily adapt this to also answer the second most common interview question of why do you want to work here? All right, so I hope you found this useful, and thank you very much for watching.